Hey everyone, welcome to the Sound Test Podcast. This is your host, Bryan here, and I'm joined by Clayton. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so glad that cut out. I heard like the
Oh,
little,
it cut out?
yes,
God
Yes,
like,
it
damn
did
it.
cut out.
like I heard like the
Thank
starting
God.
screech and then it just went out. Sir, you're banned.
The,
You're
the
banned.
chaos.
He's trying to like break sound barriers or something.
I should have done that in your audio test. Oh well.
Yeah, I would rather it there than now.
And people listening like, what the fuck is going on?
Joined by Max here.
You know, it's your boy back with another one, huh?
Hey guys.
Totally tubular. Here to talk about some Sonic X Shadow.
generations. Sonic X Shadow generations.
Safe mode.
Yeah, make sure to turn that incognito mode on, folks.
Like your girlfriend comes by, is like Sonic X Shadow. Oh, and like just the face just drops. Like, oh
And
my
you're like,
God.
no, it's a new game. It's a new game.
I swear.
I forgot to put generations.
Man, making it sound like a Rule 34 search.
Go ahead.
Or worse.
Look it up if you want to.
Are you a bad enough dude to look up Sonic X?
No,
Shadow?
I am not. I am absolutely not.
I
And I never will
shit.
be.
Let's see how bad it is.
Oh,
I'll report back later.
You
No.
And joined by DeYante here.
Oh my God.
Hello, people. I don't have anything else to say. Leave me alone.
Oh, jeez. Somebody's in a grumpy mood.
Yes, it's getting my ass beat.
Jesus
Play.
Christ, it is bad.
Play Tekken.
Oh God, Clayton's face. Oh God, Clayton's face.
Well, he knew what he was getting into. He knew.
It's-
That's the only reason why he went to go and do that.
No, it's actually worse than I expected, though.
I don't know what did you. No, don't answer the question.
I'm thank God this is my private browser. Jesus Christ.
All right. I'm about to say I don't know what you expected, but I don't want the answer to that question. I don't.
Exceeded my expectations. That's the bad part.
Terrible.
I know, and
terrible.
coming
I
from
definitely
me,
don't want to know anymore.
that's
That's
bad.
stopping right there.
Oh boy. So
The electrics.
well, first of all, happy Black History Month.
Yes.
yes.
Happy
as
Black History Month,
people,
indeed. As
Our powers have activated on February 1st.
Yes.
And you just have to deal with it until the end of the month.
I gained the power of flight.
we get real crafty this time of year.
Mhm.
every year somebody gets a different power.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I can turn any light off at my command. Watch. Oh.
There you go.
He's
There
like,
you go.
superpower gotta activate.
And I can blend in with the darkness at any point.
Bro, when Max is like,
Man, that is a
come
great
back-
display of
it is-
skill
Max
and
is like, come back
wonder
on,
of a
it is-
black man.
It isn't like a jump scare when Max is like just pops back up.
No, I need Max to turn off those lights and stand by that white door in the back, and then just open.
It's like a reverse Slenderman type thing going on.
Awful.
And then we get a singular flashlight from below, just with Max's eyes just.
Oh, jeez. We got a film on our hands.
So yeah, we're today we're going to be talking about the newly announced games from the Xbox Developer Direct and the Sony PlayStation State of Play that both happened in January of 2024. Yeah, just give our quick thoughts and opinions on all the stuff shown. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get started.
All right.
I'm the Xbox fan here, so I might my opinions might dominate this first part where we look at the Xbox Developer Direct. But yeah, the Xbox Developer Direct, that was like middle of January when that came out.
Yeah.
Um, and they showcased 5 games. The first one they showcased was Avowed. Anybody got anything to say about Avowed?
I'm excited for it.
This isn't the first. This isn't the first time they've talked about this game before, right?
No, this is like the first time they're
Like,
actually like revealing a
Showing
lot
anything about
about
it.
it. I mean, they shown like
okay.
a trailer and a teaser before, but this was like the first like this is what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
Because
It was
I
an
remember
actual
being
gameplay trailer.
I was extremely interested about it before then. I'm still mad interested about it now.
It's the
I
same
wasn't. I wasn't expecting it to be what it looks like, but now that I see more how the game plays, like with the dual wielding of the weapons and like
Oh yeah,
how
the dual
the combat,
wands that jump was
yeah,
cool.
like all of that stuff looks
Yeah,
really dope.
it looks dope as
And
hell.
apparently, there was like an interview that I was reading on my way to work one day, that it's not necessarily a game that's since this is Obsidian, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
since this is Obsidian, don't necessarily think that this is a Morrowind and Oblivion kind of game. It's more of the Outer Wilds
Outer
kind of
Worlds.
deal. Outer Worlds, excuse me. Outer Wilds is the indie game.
Yeah,
But the Outer Worlds, but in a fantasy setting and some of their other like tweaks and changes and stuff. So I'm very interested.
and that makes me happy because I really loved Outer Worlds. I think
Mm.
the only reason I stopped playing Outer Worlds is because for some reason my like save got corrupted on PC, and I was like I had to essentially start over again, and I lost like 10 or so hours of progress. I was like,
Ew.
I don't feel like doing that all over again. I mean, but I had a fun time. Eventually, I'll go back to the game, but I had a lot of fun with Outer Worlds, um, which was funny because I've never had a Fallout game that really stuck with me. I tried Fallout 3, I tried Fallout 4. I even tried to play the old Fallouts, like 1 and 2. Um,
Oof,
and
those are rough.
they are very rough. Um,
Man,
and they just never spoke to me. But for whatever reason, Outer Worlds, which is still kind of using the Fallout, formula, uh, and I really enjoyed my time with that. And I think the biggest thing is I love the characterization and the dialogue and the actual like scripting of what they're saying. That hooked me. So feeling like they're gonna, give us a good representation in terms of
Mm.
dialogue and getting you invested in that world for Avowed.
And it
They said
looks
that it is
pretty.
that way.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like
It it
the game looks pretty.
it looks good. It's not like a shining example of what the Series X can do. Um,
Yeah.
but
But
what
the particle
was
effects and everything look really nice.
yeah, but what did have like a really good showing of like the quality of the fidelity of the Xbox Series X was Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Yeah,
That presentation, that game looks great. Um,
it's like, and it doesn't look like anything else either.
yeah, it's very
That move
unsettling.
kill.
It's very unsettling. I like that they're focused on audio and the what was it? It was something they was doing regarding like her mental state and like how she's just like falling apart. Um, and they did say that for Hellblade 2, it's going to be short game. So uh, a high quality game, but short game, like less than 10 hours or so, just like the original one. And I think it's going to be at a cheaper price. I can't remember.
But the first game looked like fantastic.
Right, and that was
Right, for the
and that was on the
time.
regular Xbox. Uh, uh
The Xbox
one
One.
Xbox One, yeah.
So then
Um,
that means if, well, what they showed off at the presentation is literally some cutting edge stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it looks really good. I just got my butt whooped.
and that one's coming out really soon. That's coming out in May 21st. which is good because that was like the first game they even announced for Xbox Series X. So glad that's finally coming out and relatively soon. Um, and Avowed was just given a fall 2024 vague release date.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. The like look I'm looking at the trailer again for Hellblade 2, and like the face capturing, it's so good. It looks like when they zoom in on her face, it looks real.
It's almost Uncanny Valley-ish,
Yes, very much so.
but it's still good.
the next thing that was announced at the Xbox Developer Direct was Visions of Mana, coming in summer 2024. Um, I am not the demographic for this, so it's cool that it exists.
It's kawaii, this, and I like it.
It is very cool. I does too.
It
It has a
is.
very like the Mana series has always had its own unique look and style and feeling, and like they're not all the same. Kind of like how all
Final
the tales
Fantasy.
of games are. Yeah, well, yeah, just like the Final Fantasy games, especially some of the later ones and recent ones, they're not all the same at all. Like 16 is drastically different from 15. Well, 16 is drastically different from 14 because they're both totally different genres. So, and Trials of Mana had been on like handheld, it's gone back all the way to like the NES with like uh Secret of Mana, and that was really popular when that came out and stuff, and got my little Will's hand going on. uh, and I've only played a little bit of the recent game Trials of Mana, and from the little bit of that I played, that was pretty fun. The
Wasn't
music's
it? Is that
great.
a remake or no?
That is a remake,
Okay.
actually. That's definitely a remake, and it's a really, really good remake too. And so I think this is like a brand new game, like just in the series in general, and all the gameplay that they showed looks like Trials of Mana, but more and better. I feel like Trials of Mana was kind of like a pilot, like a really good pilot.
I didn't realize like how many Trials games there was. It was a
Mhm.
lot when they was just like, oh yeah, going through our history, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, whatever how many games.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Like, because you got to think, like, there was Final Fantasy, of course, but there was also Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior, and the other one that kind of came around them was Trials or the of Mana games because they were really just competitive. Plus, they're Square too. All of them was in house, so like they were competing or something.
Hmm.
So there was kind of like a trifecta. So it's kind of cool to see them come back. Plus, hopefully, sometime this year we'll see some Dragon Quest 13, 12, whatever the new Dragon Quest that got announced like
Mhm.
2 years ago. I feel it. I feel it coming.
This next game is definitely for me. I think it's for you too, DeYante. Aura History Untold.
Mm-hmm.
It's from
Like
the.
excellence.
This is the same people who did the uh, 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 Civ game, Civilization 5. Um, that was no. What was the last one? Civilization 6.
Yeah, 6.
6. My bad. These are people who did Civilization 6. And it's kind of just a Civ game.
Right.
Basically just a Civ game. But there's other like uh different mechanics in there and stuff like that. Um, so this just looks like a game that I'm just gonna like, all right, sit down, just gonna spend hours on, not really like, you know, not sitting, not it's not one of those games like, all right, let's go for the story. This is just like, all right, we're gonna sit down, I'm gonna turn the lights off. And I'm just going to focus on this one screen for like 4 hours straight and make sure
And
my
just
civilization is the strongest possible.
right, and you can do whatever you want with your little cities or whatever.
Yeah, if you want to
So
be like
it's a very open-ended game. Like you can be real chill or you can be like an ass.
aggressive, yeah.
And you can figure out which works best for you as you go along, or you could just sit around and do absolutely nothing and just look for stuff. It's a really fun game. So if they're splitting off from like 2K and like no, we want to make our own stuff the way we want to make it, and y'all are letting us, and maybe this is about to be like a realized vision of like a more in depth civilization experience.
Which is crazy because Civ 6 is already super in
Yeah,
depth.
it's already super in depth, but it's like sometimes a lot of the nitty gritty stuff is really interesting, like how many people are in your city like this religion, and if these people like this religion, they'll spend more money on this kind of commerce, and your business will thrive, and that gives you more money to buy troops and stuff, so you can go be an ass somewhere, and then it's this weird loop of like you want to do more stuff to make your civilization better, and I think ours is going to scratch that itch. Because 6 didn't really do it for me. I don't know what it was. I know 6 was really good and it was critically acclaimed, but 6 didn't really get me like 5 did.
And then lastly, the thing that was announced at the Xbox Developer Direct. God, I'm not going to get used to saying that. Obviously, the biggest one, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Ooh, boy, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm like a corny, like a smile ear to ear Indiana Jones fan. I love me some
Yes.
Indiana Jones.
Really, I did not know that about you, Max.
I've never watched an Indiana Jones movie either.
That's crazy, man. I've
You're
watched all of them.
I haven't watched any
all of them, bro. I've watched all of them multiple times.
Even the
I
newest
love
one?
me some Indiana Jones. Yes.
I just need to watch the
Um,
latest one. Good God, I love
and
Indiana Jones.
man, I can't say I was expecting the game to be in first person. I
I
Me neither.
I expected it just because it's Machine Games, so this is the same dev team that did Wolfenstein, The New Order, and
okay, that makes sense.
New Colossus, yeah. So I felt that was going to be that because they specialize in first person games. But God, this looks great. It looks so good.
It's one of those games where it's like we've been waiting for a good licensed Indiana Jones game, and we're finally getting it. Or at least this is the best we're gonna get.
And
other than like Lego Indiana Jones, because I heard that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but this is actually a real like its own adventure. Like you're gonna be living the movie. You're gonna be playing the fucking movie.
And I love how they there's oh, this takes place again, even though I haven't seen the movies, but oh, this takes place after this movie and in between this movie, and this is in this period of Indy's life,
Mm-hmm.
And boy, he was messing people up with that whip, boy.
He's just like they're pulling them, and
I don't think
like,
I think I'd rather get shot. I think I'd rather get shot than cracked with a whip. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh boy, your ancestors is looking down at you like.
I can't believe you did that.
But yeah, it that looks great, and Machine Games, they've proven themselves twice with Wolfenstein that they can make some really high quality single player content, and make you really care about the characters, and story. So I'm really excited for this. It's really cool that Xbox is finally going to have a licensed game in their first party lineup. And I think they just gave a vague 2024 or late 2024. So hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
Right, fingers crossed.
Right.
Please don't get delayed.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was supposed to be a smaller thing, kind of was last year.
Did they get Harrison Ford to voice it?
No, it's I'm pretty sure it's Troy Baker, because it sounds very similar to Troy Baker doing it. It sounds like Troy Baker doing a Harrison Ford impersonation. Yeah. All right.
Well, then it should be promising.
So,
dang, that means hold up, isn't Troy? Well, never mind. Oh wait.
Wait, isn't Troy what?
Never mind.
What were you about to say?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, then.
I'll ask my question later.
Negro. So, this, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this thing for State of Play,
It's like
and
you're typing an essay.
Yeah,
I realized it's not in order.
that's what I've been looking at, just over here.
Hmm.
The state of play.
You try to look for like the first one.
I'm trying to look at it in order.
Yeah.
Because the one by Sony official doesn't have everything in order.
Oh, mm,
Thanks, Sony official.
God, dog,
I
this
see
ain't
it in
in
alphabetical
order
order.
either. I don't know what order they put it in.
Hmm.
They did put it in alphabetical order. Why would
Damn,
they
I
do
could
that?
hear your mouse roll like a.
Oh my god.
They want you to be as confused as humanly possible.
Okay, let's try The Verge. Let's see if this is in order.
Mm-mm. I think that making it, alphabetized on their website, if that's where you found it, that just makes it easier to figure out what you're looking for.
Okay. I still can't. Jesus.
Bless you.
Bless
Sorry.
you.
You know when you like
That's
feel
me.
that sneeze coming up and you can't do anything about it but just
And it just sits there because it burns,
yep. Okay.
and you just brace for the inevitable.
Okay, so I can't find the junk in order, so I'm just going to try to remember things in order. uh, just so there's some type of flow. So the first thing that they did announce was Helldivers 2. Or at least to show gameplay of it. That's coming out like soonish. Um, I have no
Like next week, I think.
yeah, I have no experience with Helldivers, so I cool.
Neither do I.
Neither do
Yeah.
I.
So,
None of us do, but it looks interesting. I might pick it up.
so it
What is
exists.
kind of cool that it's on PC too, and it'll be crossplay. So there's like a bigger pool of people now,
Yeah.
because then you'll get all the old, literally everybody that played the previous game that really been waiting for this game to play it, and a bunch of new people on both platforms. So it might do pretty well.
And I'm just gonna go into the actual video and just go in order. Oh, okay. The YouTube video has chapters. Okay, Stellar Blade. That was the second game announced.
That looks amazing. I
My
ain't
God.
ain't gonna hold you.
Well, take the floor because I know it's like near-ish looking or near inspired.
I love high fantasy shit. Just blows my mind sometimes. I like the concept of like character art and concept art, architecture and stuff in like that sci-fi stuff. Like just blows my mind
Yes.
what people think of sometimes of how things look, how things would look, and that
Yeah.
is a like Stellar Blade legit to me looks like a current gen video game.
Yes.
like a current gen action adventure third person hack and slash game.
It sure does.
And
Mm.
it's of course it's the people gonna like blow it all on the fan service of the main character, blah blah blah. Yes, okay, we get it. Yes, they're gonna put her in skimpy clothes because marketing, whatever. But combat looks really fucking good. Like if you get around like them trying to do that, combat looks good. Everything looks sleek, smooth, and it's like it has its own kind of style and vibe. It kind of reminds me of like Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh.
But
Slick.
but
That was a good comparison. Slick.
like kind of like maybe 1,000 years more into the future or something if something were to happen in that universe. Post-apocalyptically. So
Now
I'm
now that you
excited.
say it.
I think that's gonna look dope. Can't wait.
Were you about to add on, Clayton?
No, I'm just checking
Man, and
something
I
on my
love
laptop screen.
I just love how it like I can't get over how it looks too. Like this stuff where you have these over the top big ass swords, these over the top big ass guns, over the top big
Right.
ass monsters. Like, man, it looks cool as hell. And honestly, it look like I'm a sucker for hack and slashes. I play Ninja Gaiden all the time. Fucking God of War. I played the old God of War games. I love me a hack and slash.
Hmm.
And it has good voice acting too.
Yes. It's not cringy angry. It's not cringy like
Kawaii
English voice
Desu.
actors. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
no.
mean, I felt like the dialogue was a little cringy. Like, oh my
I
god,
mean,
it's
yeah,
the goddess.
yeah, it, but it's passable. Like,
Yeah.
so it's standard. Like it's good for the game. Like not this. Thankfully, it is not the super cringy. Oh my gosh,
Like on
senpai.
some
I'm
like
I'm
some Final Fantasy 12 type shit.
I'm looking at it like on my phone off to the
12, they
side.
were excuse me. I am a hardcore Final Fantasy 12 fan. You will not slander that game's name because they were all speaking in British. Thank you
Why
very
though?
much.
Why?
I don't know. The voice acting in that game is phenomenal, by the way. Like the dialogue, ooh, love it. God, I love that game to
I
death.
also might be thinking of 10.
10's pretty bad in spots.
I'm looking at like the trailer off my phone. God, it is at a silky smooth 60. Like
Mm-hmm.
the
What, Stellar
Ooh.
Blade?
yeah, even in like cutscenes, like it's 60.
Oh
It
yeah,
it
that
it
was
looks
impressive too.
nice.
Like like when you start seeing like the particle effects. You know, I love particle effects and stuff. Like when blood splatters a lot and stuff, and like when special moves of like explosions, and you can see dust and sparks and stuff. Oh, it's great! My goodness, I'm ready for that game. But not as bad as one of the games that's on this presentation.
The next game revealed is uh, one that I'm very excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Sonic X Shadow. Like we
Time.
all know the representation of these fucking modern Sonic games nowadays. You roll a fucking dice if it's gonna be good, right? Roll the fucking dice. But honestly, like Shadow. Come on now, and they brought back that fucking thing from Shadow the Hedgehog.
You mean Doom?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
Black
yeah, that
Doom?
stupid
Black
the
Doom.
star, the
Yeah,
Yeah,
stupid
that
the
stupid ass
starfish,
starfish,
shit.
the demonic
But
starfish.
the
but
demonic
now you get to
hell
see it in
starfish.
HD with better graphics. HD.
So
Ooh, ooh, they're gonna have Shadow say, "Where's that damn
Damn
chaos?"
for
I want them to do it just because they know that they're because Sonic has become very self aware like over the years.
Right,
I want them to slip in there. Where's that damn
damn
fourth?
fourth chaos emerald,
let,
please.
man, let them start. Let you be fighting his shadow. Let him pull out a Glock at some point. Realistic.
17 shots.
A
No 38.
9 millimeter right in his hands as
Not
he's
9 mil.
skating down his stages from the old days.
As
And
fast as the
crystal
bullet.
clear HD.
So there's a lot of like unknowns about this. So obviously it's a Sonic Generations remaster. And if you never played Sonic Generations, it's a short game. Like you can get through the main story in like 3 to 4 hours. If you go back and do all the little side objectives and stuff, we're talking maybe 7 hours. Um, but it's like it's almost no fluff to the game. It's just like, all right, stage, shortcut scene, stage, shortcut scene. Like you really just kind of just run through the gambit. But all of the shadow stuff that they showed was like completely new material. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing. It wasn't like just shadow put into like Sonic stages. No, it was like
You know, he was Shadow put into his own fucking stages with
yeah,
Right?
big ass monsters and shit. Him kicking shit and punching shit. Like, come on now, that's cool as fuck.
it is, and it's like Shadow legitimately has a lot you can like you do it because you can do the Sonic Adventure 2 stages, you could do Sonic Hero stages, you could do his own
They
game Shadow the Hedgehog stages.
they did show Sky whatever.
Skyrail.
Not Sky. They so I think they show Sky Rail and whatever his base stage was called. I forget the name of that one.
Final Rush.
Yes, one of them.
I forgot what it was, but yeah, I know that too. So if
With all the
even
grind rails.
if the Shadow like campaign is just as meaty as the Generations of campaign, that's still like 4 or 5 hours. So I'd be happy with that, just that off alone. But yeah, I just love the reaction. Like everybody saw Generations, it was okay. It's Sonic Generations, and then just Shadow Edgelord comes and Sonic's looking like.
And you can tell he's cool, and you can tell he's the cooler guy because he's always angry. He's always in a
Right.
bad mood.
He's always has teen angst.
Um, and I'm really wondering from a performance standpoint how this holds up, because Sonic Generations even today is a beautiful game. Like it's kind of crazy it looked that good on the 360 and PS3. Um, and if you're an Xbox user, they upgraded the 360 game to like 4K 60, and it looks great on that. So hopefully that's the bare minimum that they're going to do, is a 4K 60 um, render of that, and just somehow make it even prettier.
I think
Um,
that'll be it. It'll probably look even better now that it'll be in 4K.
no, I'm saying it's 4K 60 on Xbox.
Uh,
So I'm saying at
well,
bare
then never
minimum,
mind for me.
this remaster better be 4K 60. Um, moving on, we have a game that's not for me. Zenless Zone Zero.
Which one was that again?
Exactly.
Bro, I don't know.
Exactly.
That game
The
is
fact that you
weird.
don't remember it is a problem.
Like, is that a Hoyoverse game too?
I think so. It's like some anime action.
It is
game?
Hoyoverse. It is
Yeah, but
Hoyoverse.
then
The first
yeah,
thing
I
you
clock
see on
out.
the trailer, the first thing you see on the trailer is anime titties, so you already know.
I clock out for every Hoyoverse game because it's always going to be a free to play RNG fest.
It just looked.
That's not that great. I
I'm
mean, it
looking at
probably
the
looks
trailer
good.
now. It's just busy. It's just a lot of stuff going on the screen right now.
There is a lot of
There's
stuff
like
going on in that
there's
trailer
like
too.
mechs. There's like shooting. There's anime girls doing flips and junk. It's just a lot.
It's very overstimulating.
Yes.
um
It's gonna be good old freemium, if you know, as they call it.
After that it's the Splatoon, but not Splatoon. Foam Stars.
I want that game.
Good.
Don't
Today
worry,
you
you
Oh,
get
get
it
it.
for
that
free.
looked dope.
All right.
It looked dope.
So can we come into a consensus as us to play this game? Because like
Yes.
I'm a Splatoon fan, and it sucks not having people who play Splatoon, and it's just kind of me just playing Splatoon by myself. So I would like to have people to play a game like Splatoon with.
I will play with you because that comes out on the 6th.
Yeah.
And it's free to play, so
It's
I'm
well,
going
Oh,
good.
what the fuck?
well, it's coming on 6, but I think it's just free for all PlayStation Plus members or whatever.
Yeah. PlayStation Plus member.
Um, but yeah, it looks fun. Again, it's like we have Splatoon at home, but it's Splatoon. As much as they like, it's our own thing, and our it's Splatoon.
Hey, this isn't what I want.
It looks ridiculous. Like they had the what is it? The Bobo inspired character in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think we was talking earlier. It was just like this will probably be like very hot the first month, and then it'll just start to taper off, and then by like what June or July of this year, they'll be like, we regret to inform you that Foam Stars is being taken offline in like 3 months or some shit.
I hope not, bro.
That'd be very unfortunate.
Well, people gotta play it. That's just the problem with free to play games. It's like you get a huge boom, and then if the game doesn't capture people and keep them invested, it just dies. I mean, I'm still salty over Knockout City. That game was great. Game was
Knockout.
really fun.
You
R.I.P.
know what I'm mad about?
Split.
That fucking
Breakers.
Yeah, Lawbreakers. That was another great game.
Lawbreakers,
Oh.
man. Lawbreakers. I was about to go crazy on Lawbreakers, bro.
Well, the big problem with Lawbreakers was that you had to pay for it. Like it should have been free to play to
Yeah.
begin
It
with.
should, and they turned it. The crazy thing is, they made it free to play eventually, but by
Yeah,
that
but it's
time,
like
everyone done lost interest.
yeah, it
But
came out like
man,
60, and I was like, oh.
That's real
yeah,
steep. And I'm playing Overwatch
killed
right now, baby.
that killed them, bro. But let me tell you, bro, I was playing the fuck out of that beta.
Yeah,
Like
we
I
had a
was
lot
playing
of
We
fun
that
all
with
beta
that.
like
were.
crazy, man.
And
Playing
the,
the fuck out of that beta.
and the gameplay felt good. It
Good.
because it was Cliffy B, wasn't it?
Yes.
Cliff Blazinski.
Yeah, kick ass. You know, he makes big man with guns.
Big man with guns.
But there's another game, Rumbleverse. I was playing that game.
Oh yeah, I
Pretty-
forget.
yeah.
Ooh.
Rumble,
Forgot
but
about that game.
that shit was super fun, bro. That game,
That was
you
like the
fucking
wrestling battle royale game, right?
yes, bro. You can fucking pile drive someone off of building and fucking hit him with a Suna drop from Ninja Gaidens type shit off a fucking skyscraper. You can elbow drop somebody up. Like, come on now. That shit was super fun, but I guess it didn't have enough of a following.
That's how it be.
I've never played this, but Dave the Diver is coming to PlayStation.
You know, I
With
just bought
Godzilla
that.
DLC. Oh, you bought on PC? I've heard good things about
Yep.
it. Apparently it's really
Me
good.
too.
You talking about what?
Dave the Diver.
David? Okay.
Dave the Devil.
Yeah, it was on a lot of people's radars last year. It's an indie game. So that got announced. Then you had V Rising. Again, it just kind of this fell in the same category to me as Jesus, sorry.
Snot worthy.
So,
That's how disinterested he is.
came to the same category as Zen the Zone Zero, which is like this game is not for me, and I just kind of don't care.
That shit looks like Diablo.
Right. It looks like really like B tier Diablo, but with like vampires and like city building, and it looks
Yeah.
kind of interesting. It looks
I
it
know.
looks kind of
I played
interesting.
man, Diablo is fun. I would play the fuck out of this. I'm not gonna lie to you. V Rising, I play the fuck out of this.
Again,
It looks like an good old fashioned like what's that game? Like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. It was like a top down action RPG. That's what it kind of reminds me of, like that style.
yeah. So that wasn't for me.
Yeah,
Happy for
this
those
Mm-mm.
excited for it, but me.
that is a good comparison, Baldur's Gate, but this shit looks a lot harder. And you know me, the only type of games I play are the ones that make me rip my hair out. So
Yeah, because you're a sadist.
it's masochist. Thanks.
Okay, sorry.
It's-
The
Takes one to
specificity
know
is
one.
important. Okay.
So after that, we had two Silent Hill announcements. We had Silent Hill: The Short Message, which is completely free to play, and Shadow dropped right there exclusively for PlayStation 5. And
That's
Silent Hill 2. So it's kind of cool. Like Silent Hill: The Short Message, it seems like it's social media and you know self harm based and it's like messaging or whatever, but it looked interesting. I'm not a big horror person. I think the most horror I can do is like Resident Evil, and even Resident Evil is like action horror.
yeah, I wouldn't count Resident Evil as horror, but Silent Hill
Mm.
is like it's uncomfortable,
Yeah, it's
and
the
I
psychological
love it.
horror.
Hmm.
Yeah, psychological, and it's
Makes you
a lot of
think.
body horror too. Like there's a lot of body horror in it too.
And you feel useless too in most of the games too.
Oh, for sure, yes.
Like your main character don't do nothing. Like just nothing of interest. Like
You have to
they're better off
survive.
literally running.
Yeah, it's
Right,
just like
but
literally
good.
just survive.
But gone are the days of wonky ass controls, so I'm glad about that.
These
Um,
archaic devices.
and so then they showed a little bit more of Silent Hill 2, which is being developed by Bloober Team, the same team that did the Medium. Um, looks fine. It looks. I think me and DeYante was talking about earlier. It looks a bit janky, and I'm like, well, that's kind of Bloober Team. So they're not a massive studio or anything. Um, but
But it's nice to know it's coming.
yeah, and their Bloober Team's catalog has just been nothing but horror games. So I played a little bit of the Medium when it came out for Xbox, like in 2021, and it was okay. Um, but it did feel a little clunky. But the lighting looks really good on this remake of Silent Hill 2. So it seems like they've gotten a bigger budget than they had on the Medium, which is good. Um, and them Jesus Christ, those I know that they didn't make the designs is from the original Silent Hill 2, but those creature designs are terrifying.
They look
Yep.
great.
No, for sure.
God, they make me feel uncomfortable.
That's the whole point. Isn't that the game with Pyramid Head, or is that 3?
I want to say that's 3. Like I know.
Okay.
I played freaking Silent Hill.
Yeah, neither do I. That's what I was asking. I couldn't remember which one it was.
But I feel like they would have shown Pyramid Head if he was into. After that was Judas. We actually finally got to see this game.
Judas.
Woo boy. I
was almost in tears by the end of the trailer.
Oh my god. Dude, like I love BioShock so much. Like there's a handful of games that I replay every few years. Sonic Adventure 2 is one of them. And
one.
yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, those are some of the games that I just for a reason I just cannot just not play them. But the BioShock games, oh my god. Every few years I'm like I will do a marathon where I just play through BioShock 1, 2 and Infinite all over again cuz I love the world, I love the combat, the gameplay. I love how like close you are to just be feeling there's moments where you feel like super powerful in those games and then there's parts where you just feel useless like you're just scrapping, you're just trying to just survive. And BioShock is just like the perfect difficulty for me where I don't get too frustrated, and if I do die I always feel like it's my fault, I could have planned things better or whatever. And it's the combat is so open-ended, but I also just love like how sadistic the people are in the BioShock games. um so this is Ken Levine's new baby, and they made sure you know of it from the creators of BioShock. The first thing they show you.
It was very like.
But yeah, man, BioShock is such a great game, and this shit is BioShock.
It's BioShock
Come
in
on now,
space.
It's literally
it's
BioShock.
BioShock.
Just get, like separate
It's
yourself from 2K and just let us do our own thing.
And it's about time. It's like about time, bro. Because when did Infinite come out again?
2011, I believe.
Too fucking long ago, bro.
Yeah, it was
Too
a
fucking
minute.
long ago.
So that means Dead
Yeah.
Brain been cooking, and this is what they've been cooking up. Good lord! Like,
Yeah, I need to finish BioShock, man.
the world design and the clashing of what am I looking at half the time when you're looking at the trailer? Like, why is there a fire truck-ish toy with flamethrower hands and or machine guns coming to kill me?
Man, I'm just
And
looking. I'm looking
like-
at just all these like picking up stuff and throwing it, flames.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like the like the different psionic and telekinesis powers and stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
it's just BioShock is one of those games where it's really hard to put into words the experience you get out of it because it's so fantastical in a fucked up way.
And
Right.
And
one of the things
it's
I
so
love,
just great.
one of the things I love about like BioShock is like the people that's in that universe, they're like legitimately like twisted. So like
Yes.
the people who are like your enemies, they're psychotic. They're like just fully psychotic. And I love hearing the audio logs and just hearing like how this society was once like prim and proper and how it just slowly just started to turn into complete madness.
Yeah. Like Bioshock is one of those few games where it's like really cool to listen to the audio logs. It's not like it doesn't feel like fluff. It feels like it's actually a part of the world.
Right.
And I know certain people. I know a lot of people have like certain ideas and beliefs about how like woke some of the concepts and stuff can be. I mean, but if you just take some of the the lessons that they try to teach from the games and the stories that they share, it at face value, it's a good experience
Mm-hmm.
overall. And I'm expecting Judas to be the same.
God, I hope so. Because I
Right.
remember
I really, really, really want this game to be
the,
amazing.
there was a game that came out last year that the first trailer looked very Bioshock like. It came on Game Pass and I played it. I tried to give it a try, but boy, I did not like that game.
We Happy Few.
No, not We Happy Few. This came out last
We
year.
have a few was we have a few was dog shit. Let's be real.
We Happy Few was a very long time ago. Freaking A is the main character is so insufferable, and it's kind of like a utopian
Oh,
society.
oh, oh! I know
Um,
what you're talking about.
it's like based in Russia.
In a
Um,
rope, it's like a bunch of robots.
yeah, and it's like forever like they sexualize
Uh,
robots.
Atomic Hearts.
Atomic Hearts,
There we
yeah.
Yeah,
go.
that's
Yeah,
what
I
it was.
downloaded that. I was playing it recently, and the game was like the only trailers I seen was when those two robot ladies like fight you, and they're like
It
fine,
straddled
but
you
they're also
like, like
yeah, and like that's the only clip that's shared because I was playing the game and the game's kind of mid.
it's very mid, and it was like at first it was like okay, the first like hour or so you're like okay, this gives me clear like Bioshock Infinite vibes, utopian city, a lot of cloud stuff, and everything is put together, and then like it became very propaganda like the thing with Bioshock Infinite, it was very propaganda, but it was an ironic propaganda. Like you saw through the facade because after like oh it's all bright and cheery and all that stuff, then you see like the literal slaves in Colombia,
Hmm.
and then
Right.
you see like how corrupted the higher ups are, and you see that Elizabeth is trapped in the cave. Like you see all that, but it's like in Atomic Hearts it's just propaganda and propaganda. Oh, everything's great, and then this
All of a sudden, oh shit's fucked up.
yeah, but it's
Things
like
just move too fast.
yeah, and it's just like oh these robots to blame, and then you're fighting these robots, and it's just like there's no like I don't know. It feels like there's no actual social commentary. So if you're gonna do a Bioshock, do like the social commentary behind it. Um, and the main character is insufferable. He doesn't
Yeah,
ever shut up. He sounds like he's
he is
written
annoying.
straight from like 2006 era like macho heroism game where he's just like always talking trash, and he doesn't want to listen to the rule. Like that was such a disappointing game.
Yeah.
So glad to
Yeah,
have
yes,
real Bioshock.
but fine robot.
That
Yay,
was
we get a
that was we have Bioshock at home.
Yeah, that's what that was.
at least you get to see two fine robots for like one fight.
For no reason, like and like
Was it really worth it?
it's like there's weird sexual tension in that game because
Yes.
there's this save point thing where you go to save, and like it's a female robot and she's like over sexualized towards the main character, and I'm like, this is very uncomfortable to hear in my speakers right now. Can we please just stop?
You feel violated.
Right, I'm not enjoying any of this. Moving on, there was Metro Awakening VR announced. Um, Anybody here play the Metro games?
I did a while back.
Mm-mm.
Uh, I spilled my beans before we started. They're okay. I don't like the way they control on console, or at least with a controller in your hand.
And maybe
Yeah,
If I tried it on PC, it might be a different story.
that's what I was thinking too, because I tried the first one a bit on Xbox, and it just felt weird. Yeah, it feels weird
Hmm.
controller. Everything feels clunky and doesn't move the way you want it to.
Hmm.
But I know Metro has its fans.
Yeah,
And a lot
and
of
I
people
heard that
seem
all of them are good.
yeah, and again I've heard they're good. A lot of people seem to excited for this, especially for like a good VR game. It seems like A good AAA VR game. Let me say that. A good AAA VR
Yeah.
game. Because boy, Sony needs it. Because nobody cares about the the VR
It's
two.
on the VR, that VR2, boy. Mm-mm-mm.
Um,
That was a mistake.
Speaking of VR2, you also had Legendary Tales, which was shown announced. That looks pretty cool.
Right. I know it's
Yes,
kind
it
of gimmicky,
does.
but the gimmick is pretty cool. Like being able to actually power fantasy your way into like how a child imagines playing pretend in a Dungeons and Dragons situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is very cool that you can actually do that now, because that's like some shit that you would dream up as a kid. You're like, man, I really wish I could fight a skeleton soldier with sword and shield in hand. Now you can.
I would love
Kind
to.
of dope.
I would love to actually experience VR, and I think PlayStation VR 2 would probably be the best bet to do it, just because of the space, the where my PlayStation is not really conducive to do it on my gaming laptop. But it's just like there's nothing compelling about PlayStation V. Like I'm interested in VR, just not interested in
Itself.
PlayStation VR
Yeah.
specifically. To like, all right, I'm gonna make this big investment that's more than a console itself, and let me try and find 3 or 4 games that really justify the price tag of this. I feel like there's just a lot of small experiences, but nothing like, oh, I gotta
Substantial.
buy this, right now type things. Um,
Who knows? Maybe um, when the Jurassic Park game comes out, there might be a port.
oh, if that's a
There
VR
might be a
game,
PSVR2. Yeah, that could
that
be a
would be
VR
nice.
port.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a Jurassic Park VR game. I think. I don't quote me on that.
There might be.
I feel like I've
I
seen
don't
it.
see why there wouldn't one. I don't see why there wouldn't be one right now.
Right. Um, then Dragon's Dogma 2 was shown off.
Just give me the damn game already. I'm tired of seeing it.
Have y'all played Dragon's Dogma before?
Nope.
I have. I haven't made very far though. I like the game. It's kind of hard though.
I've heard good things about it, and this looks cool. Again, I have no context of the series itself, but it obviously the action is very like uh nice. The jumping on dragons and flying in the air and just
Hmm.
shooting stuff.
It's very adaptive, because like if the monster is like real quick and moves around and stuff, you can just latch onto it real quick so that way you don't lose track of it, and you can like stab it and hit it on different parts of his body as you climb all over it. Like it's really cool that you could do that. The boss fights make that real dope, and like the pawn system makes it so that way you don't feel like you're playing by yourself, because you could take other players' pawns with you, like their character in your party, and so you kind of like playing with your friends' characters in your like group or whatever. So it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of dope that you can like share that experience asynchronously, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of cool, and it's just high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons. It's real cool. Cat people.
Dungeons and Dragons. Yes.
And Capcom's
What
been very
the
consistent the last few years with the quality of the releases. So uh,
you tell them, man? It's like Capcom just said, "All right, we gotta kick it in overdrive."
let's care now.
All right, we fucked up. I think the last straw for everybody was Street Fighter Five and
Yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
yeah. Since then, they was like, all right, let's make sure everything is good because we almost
We
we almost messed up real bad.
DMC5 saved our asses.
That
All
and
right,
the
let's get Monster
Resident
Hunter
Evil
World going.
remakes.
All
Oh
right, we
yeah,
got Monster Hunter
bring
and
Monster
Monster
Hunter to
Hunter saved them
consoles.
both. Mm-mm-mm. So come on, Capcom, you can do it, man. When Wilds come out, because I'm pretty sure Capcom definitely absolutely could have had Wilds out by now, but there's like, let's give Dragon's Dogma, bless you.
Ooh, that would hurt.
Let's get Dragon's Dogma out of the way now, and just let those fans, wallow in it. And then those fans can go into Monster Hunter because it has some similarities in like kind of sort of the grind and the high fantasy and the boss fight nature too. So their marketing is smart for the long term.
Then here's a game I didn't even know existed, but apparently a lot of people already knew. Rise of the Ronin. This looked very sick.
I'm not impressed.
Really?
Let me look at that one again.
Why not?
It to me, it looks a little bit like an Ubisoft samurai game, a little bit
Well,
in
yeah, it's
spots.
like it's
But
it's
I know it's
inspired-ish.
Neo.
It's inspired-ish by Assassin's Creed.
Okay, because I know it is absolutely just Neo Elden Ring,
Yeah.
but it's I don't know. I think I would have to like actually play it and see what happens and where it goes and like because this is Team Ninja kind of like dialed back a bit. Like actually, it's very well grounded Team Ninja too. Like there's nothing fantastical about like the combat, like because of Wulong that was like literally the Three Kingdoms, but with like special powers and stuff. And
They
of
did
course, Neo.
Oolong.
Oh no, that was Koei Tecmo.
Well, team.
This very I'm looking at this and it very much gives Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes and no. I think
Was it?
just mostly because of setting.
Yeah,
Ghost seems a little bit more serious. Because
yeah.
like
This seems a
Yeah,
little bit
no,
more laid back.
it does. Like the combat in
because
this is definitely
That's weird.
definitely Team Ninja.
this has a
Hmm.
lot more grapple hooks, and there's like a part where they have like a rudimentary gun.
Right. And they were kind of like explaining how that's part of the game too, like because of the period that they're in. So
Yeah.
they're trying to make it as authentic and culturally responsive as possible, which is pretty cool.
um
But it's not really. I'm kind of like me on it.
yeah, I think it was really cool. I know nothing about the gameplay. Like, it looks like something that might frustrate me. So, because I've never been a Souls person. Um, but after that, something that does interest me, Until Dawn is coming to PS5 and PC.
I've always wanted to play it. I've only
Please,
seen
Me
I've
too.
only seen gameplay.
please. Like so the PS4 was my first PlayStation console, and one of the first games I got on it was Until Dawn. Because I think it was like $20 the time when I got it. I had such a fun time. Like, it's a horror game, but it's like a like a choose your own adventure styled horror game.
Mm.
So, um, the things that you do in the game affect the outcome. So like, you may take a wrong decision, and a character you've just been like cool with this whole game will just die, and that's just it. They're dead, and you caused their death.
Mm.
And there's like different paths towards the ending, so you can, if I'm not mistaken, you can save everyone in the game based on your decisions. Or you could like
And I'm pretty
have
sure that's really hard.
4 or 5 people die over the course of the game because of your decisions. um so yeah, the tech behind the like facial features was also like really good at the time. It was like an early PS4 game. So yeah, I'm excited for more people to get a chance to play it, especially if it coming on PC. Now I just wonder what the price is going to be. It better not be a full release because it doesn't seem like that too big of a upgrade visually. I mean, it was a PS4 game.
Mm.
It's only been so much more you can do to it.
Yeah, without literally remaking the whole thing. All right, and then the final game was the biggest like acid trip. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. it's
That
it was
that was a
so
lot.
it was a lot, and it
It
was
was just
so
it gave the
weird.
same fucking vibes as the first fucking game. Yes.
No one knows what anything's like. No, if you've never played the first game, you're gonna be just as confused and curious at the same time as you were as the first time you seen the first trailer.
Like it's just so much weird stuff, like the hand mask thing.
The hand mask, the weird cat lizard dragon thing with the tongue that was like licking
Yeah.
up the stuff from
The black
from
ooze.
the
Yes.
black ooze, and then the man had the spikes coming out of his arm, but they weren't like really spikes. It was like underneath his skin, and then he woke up,
Yeah,
and
the baby.
yeah, the baby, gosh, the baby, the goth
The
baby,
part where Norman Reedus was just blue,
but where they were just
like
blue,
everybody was just
blue
blue
Norman
for a
Reedus,
reason.
just blue Norman Reedus, no reason, just blue. Um, they showed quite a bit of like actual walking simulator gameplay,
Did y'all
and
peep
it
that
looked good.
Did y'all peep that homegirl's mask was literally two gloves on her fucking
That's what we were
face?
talking
Yeah,
about.
we was talking about it.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry.
Pay attention, Max. This is going to be on the
This is the
test.
second time.
The weird like 10 frames per second doll.
That was sick. I don't know how they did that. I want to talk to the genius who did that, and I want them to go into great detail how they did that.
Um, it was just like it's just so many just weird nonsensical things. The dude with the guitar that was shooting
Right.
and it turned into
But
a
that
guitar sword.
like it was just, and it was like a full-on action sequence that was completely devoid of any context and you figuring out what was going on. It was just weird and cool.
Yeah, all of the
I
and visually it looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what that tech is. That Fox engine is something
No, this
vicious.
is the Decima engine.
Oh, so this is
Fo-
beyond that then.
Yeah, Fox engine when he was still at Konami.
Oh, my bad. I almost got him a lawsuit.
But it's like it's funny that they showed Silent Hill, clearly a Konami, big Konami property that Hideo was going to like usher into a new era for before he got ousted of the company, and then still put him in that the same.
You know, it
It's
makes you
just so
wonder,
weird.
like, what did he do to get, like, banned from Konami? Like, did he, like, bone, like, somebody's wife in the office or something? And it was like, get out. And
Why you're joking? That was kind of like similar to a rumor, but it wasn't like somebody's wife. It was like somebody's like daughter or something like that.
That's
Don't
worse.
don't quote me on that. I mean, they're all consenting adults, but like, uh, if I remember
I
correctly,
see.
the rumors was like some bigwig's like daughter, him and her was had like a thing going on or something, and he was constantly like going over budget with things, and Hideo was just like one of those people who's like, no, it needs to be exactly like this. This is my vision, and he like wouldn't falter. So apparently, it's a lot of stuff like that.
Mm,
Um, to me, it just always
power
just
struggle.
yeah, always it always seemed like Hideo just needed to be on his own. He just needed to be his own devices. People just said just needed just to give him money, let him do what he needs to do, and you
It'll
get
be great.
yeah, you get weird stuff like Death Stranding. Um, and now my thing is like, where does he have the time? Because like Death Stranding one came out like what 2019, 2020, something like that. Death Stranding 2 is
One of them
coming out
years.
2025. AAA gaming takes a while, but he's also working on an Xbox project. And he's also at the end of this, he announced Pheasant, his next tactical
IP.
espionage game, which is both going to
Yeah.
be a game and a movie. Yeah.
Is the Xbox thing is the one with Jordan Peele, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and even Death Stranding is 2025. So, when is the Xbox project coming out? because definitely not coming out this year. Because they didn't. They
Bless.
thank you. They just had the trailer, the teaser for that game. What during the Game Awards, I think it was,
Mhm.
and it's like, well, we're not going to see that
Anytime soon.
anytime soon. So it was like, well, if Death Stranding come out 2025, we may not see the Xbox project till like 2027 or something.
26 or so, yeah, or 27.
And then
And he said something about this espionage game.
yeah,
So that absolutely means we are not seeing that any time soon.
the joke that I saw online was that, oh, the pheasant, this is the first announced PlayStation 6 game because it's going to be so far out.
Why you playing? What is this, like year 3, 4 for 3 for the PlayStation?
I
5?
think we're on year 3.
Yeah.
It came out November 2020. So
Crazy.
Well, the
It's been out
PS4
that
lasted
long
forever, so
yeah, PS4 generation was PS3 generation was a very
yeah,
long
but that's
time. Because technically that started with Xbox in 05, and that lasts from 05 to 13. And so the
my goodness.
the PS4 generation lasted from 13 to 2020. But it kind of was still longer only because 2020 was what it was. So like a lot of
Yeah.
games were still cross-gen on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Like hell, God of War was both.
Yeah, it was.
So,
And then they were like, we're not doing this anymore after this.
yeah, Horizon was both. So yeah, what any concluding thoughts about the Xbox Developer Direct and the PlayStation State of Play?
I'm
There's
excited
some
for
good
Dude,
stuff
three
shown.
games.
Wow,
There's some good stuff
all
shown.
three of y'all
There's some
talked
genuinely
at
good
the
stuff.
exact same time.
That's what
Okay.
happens when you ask a question.
Okay, let's raise our hands. We're all educators here.
Oh,
Let's raise your hand.
teacher, me.
All right. Well, Clayton, because you sticked up the middle finger, you're going last, sir. Okay, and you're getting a referral.
Do I get to go? Me.
Head ass.
Max.
Yeah.
Fucking baton.
Childish.
No, man, there was some genuinely good stuff that I want to check out. Usually on some of these, a lot of them, it's like one thing. I'm like, yes, and the others, I'm just like, oh, I don't really care much about that. But there's a few titles that I genuinely want to try out. That Foam Stars, I want to try that out. I want to try out that goddamn Judas for sure. I want to. If I had a VR headset, I'd definitely check out that Legendary Tales as well. I'm not. I'll watch a playthrough of Silent Hill. I don't be playing those games myself, but I'll watch it. Of course, we cooking with Sonic X Shadow.
Yeah.
Let me see, Stellar Blade for sure. That should look awesome. And I actually did. I was very interested about V Rising. Like that shit looks honest. That game personally looks right up my alley.
DeYante, are you finished with your temper tantrum? I guess not.
I'm mad.
Well, be mad. So Clayton, how was your what was your thoughts?
You stuck up the middle finger. All I did was just sit in my solace and be mad. You're not fair, teacher.
Look, it's my Black History Month. I could be as unfair as I want
To other black people?
The shoe is not on the other foot in this case.
Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
Pretty much all the games that add a vow in there because I am interested in that, even though I didn't have an
Yes.
Xbox.
You got it on
But
PC.
since that's gonna have like I say, since that's gonna be on PC, I'll grab it on there. Same with that other darn game,
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Ara, History Untold.
Yes, thank you. Because those I can just turn my brain off and like come over here to my computer and do a turn of that, and like I can go back to my TV and play like Stellar Blade or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which they had the slide in there and say, "Oh, we're gonna have a direct specifically for
yeah.
that game since it's coming out real soon." Do we really need a Final Fantasy VII remake Rebirth direct
Oh yeah.
for over 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, because you know people are super excited about that.
I'm hyperventilating about this game. I'm still in the middle of playing 7 remake now, and it's been great. I can't speak on it until I actually finish though. Um I'm just hoping that there's some things I don't like about 7 remake as the game itself that I hope they fix in the current game that they're about to come out with or whatever. And if they do, then I'll really be hooked. Because when Final Fantasy VII Remake is fun, it's fun. When it's not fun, oh my god, it sucks. But yes, all the games, good games.
Mm.
Game's good, yes.
Game good, good game.
Booga. Okay. The games I'm excited for. Homester. Like, I love playing video games. I love story games. I really do. Like, but
You
as
love
of
phone
late,
too, apparently.
Ooga Homesters. But yeah, as of late, as being a busy ass grad student, I don't get to play a lot of video games. So the games that I will like to enjoy Until Dawn, because I've never played it, come out on PS5.
And it's not a long game
Homester,
either. It's like less than 10 hours.
I know that's the great thing because like my attention spans like this if it's not music. So um that Until Dawn. So if I had an Xbox, I would play the fuck out of Indiana Jones. Oh my god.
Ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba.
More John Williams.
Oh no, okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. Because that reminded me, in the developer direct, they did showcase the composer who's working on the Great Circle, and boy, that music sounded so good. They showed like the full
It's not
orchestra.
John.
It's not John Williams. It's yeah. Y'all did y'all not watch the video? Like,
I did, but it's been a while. I didn't watch it before this.
I forgot the composer's name. I need to look it up. But he's done other
Richard
video games.
Saucedo.
Shut up. No, not Richard Saucedo. Not Richard Sauce do.
Richard Sauce, dude. Samuel Hazelnut.
Michael Sweeney.
Michael Sweeney Todd.
Michael Swanee. Great Circle composer. Gordy Hobb.
Gordy Hobb. Good old Hobb. My man Hobb.
Hobby. Hobby.
And he's done a lot of other stuff. So hold on, let me bring this up. He's done Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Squadron. Oh, dang, he's done a lot of Star Wars.
So he's doing the Disney action game.
Halo Wars 2. He done Indiana Jones, The Staff of Kings. He's worked on that. So he's worked with LucasArts a lot.
Okay.
So, and that the little snippets they showed looked so good. They sounded so good. But
yes.
Continue, Clayton.
Okay. I was looking back. Let me scroll. I'm still scrolling.
Also, John Williams is like 95. He needs to like chill out.
Nope, because he just came out of retirement because he said he wants to do one more.
Again?
Man, if I play another John Williams piece, it will be too soon. But I mean, y'all knew how much John Williams I was playing last semester, but yeah, and Sonic Shadow Generations, yeah. I'm getting on board with that, but that's about it because my life is just academia for the next 7 years.
God, how long is this program?
What are
Like
you saying?
again,
Are you
my
planning on
master's.
failing?
No, this was my first year of my master's, and I said I was going for my doctoral degree. So
Oh, you
hey,
crazy. Have fun with that.
Doctor,
That's
doctor of clarinets.
that's a lot of playing, boy. That's a lot of playing and performing.
man.
You're gonna be like,
No, literally, I
right.
played one day. Well, I played so long for one day, like 6 hours, 6.5 hours, I believe, and just the middle of my lip was just numb.
Oh, so now you know how a brass player feels.
We chew through ours. We be having problems up in here.
But well, DeYante remember this. This is before either y'all went to Cookman, but my DeYante remembers my Wednesdays, my sophomore semester at Cookman was so terrible because I had private lessons at like 8:40. I had tuba euphonium ensemble like 2 to 3, symphonic band, then mixed chamber ensemble with DeYante and Elijah with me playing the cello part on euphonium. Then the second symphonic band rehearsal afterwards. Awful.
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 Hmm.
Awful, boy. When I tell you I had to use
Wednesday night, you just be sitting there.
top savers, I had to warm down constantly. That junk sucked.
Get a bag of ice, put it on your face.
Yeah, at that point, just have ice on to heal my lips. That junk was terrible.
Man, I'm looking at my schedule and it's this is worse than last semester.
But
Oh,
yeah. So overall for myself, Indiana Jones, that's the big one for me. Interest in Avowed, I have Game Pass, so it's not like I can't not play it.
Oh yeah.
Aura Untold is I'm very much interested in. On the PlayStation side of things, obviously Sonic X Shadows, Shadow Generations, that's gonna come on everything. Even on Switch. I'm so curious to how that's gonna run on Switch. God, I want to know how that runs on Switch.
Oh my god, I forgot. Why did you say that word? We've been talking about the upper echelon of gaming performance, and you said the Switch, and now everything is just like So everything, I just got muddy visuals and sub 30 FPS.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to see how that looks on Switch.
And pop-ins. God, the pop-ins.
Judas obviously is going to be really high on my list for most anticipated, um, as well as replaying through Until Dawn. Um, and again, Death Stranding isn't for me. It looks absolutely insane. Um, and I'm interested to give Foam Stars the whole college try. Um,
yeah.
boot that up and hey, I again I like Splatoon, so I hope that we stick with it and it comes in our game rotation.
If it's good.
Have y'all? I know I've been on and off on the PlayStation chat recently. Have y'all been keeping up with the what was it? The FPS. I'm about
The
to say the
final?
show. The finals.
I played
I
like a
have
little bit
been,
of
but
it.
I haven't played it.
I want to know if we still keep that in rotation because I would like to still play that some more.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, we still play it.
yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
It's just that we
Actually,
don't play it that often, and so the skill ceiling is like,
It's getting higher, yeah.
yeah. And so now it's kind of harder to enjoy the matches because people are just like lasering you and have really good focus fire.
So, it's February, so there's bound to be a Nintendo Direct coming soon. So hopefully that comes soon, and we'll react and give our thoughts on that.
I guess I don't know what to expect from that,
Well,
other than Peach.
Well, that's the thing. Like Nintendo has shown nothing about their 24, except for there's Peach, there's Mario versus Donkey Kong. Shoot, is that it?
Wow. I'm excited now because I don't know anything.
Yeah, because I there's a lot for them to
'Cause
like reveal.
Nintendo's been doing a real good job of, hey, here's this.
Yeah,
All right.
They've been real good with this
and
lately.
a
So
lot of the rumors are pointing towards finally the Switch 2 coming this year. So, I pray to God that's a thing.
I really do because the Switch,
I'm tired of hearing
the
about
Switch
it.
is such a fucking good concept. Like, I
Mhm.
just, you know,
I'm just
they keep,
so tired
yeah.
about rumors and leaks and this. So I'm just
Yeah, because they've been
so
rumor-
much.
They've been doing rumors about the Switch 2 since like what 2022 or something. Like
Yes,
And then we got
bro.
the fucking OLED, and then we got that OLED bullshit.
Right, there's like psych. Gotcha.
so, I don't know if the Nintendo Direct will be the place where they actually announce it, but please, I hope to God it comes soon.
What if they be like, now coming to Nintendo Switch, Final Fantasy 16 Definitive Edition.
Definitive on the Switch. All right.
That game's going to melt that card, boy.
But all right,
Hmm.
let's go ahead and wrap it up and call it a day. So, thanks for listening to the Sound Test podcast. Jesus, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
The Sanchez podcast.
Sanchez.
That sound test. That sound
Sound
test.
The song.
The Sanchez podcast.
Sanchez podcast.
The Sound Test. Let me enunciate the Sound Test podcast. So
We're
catch you-
educators, by the way.
right?
Mm.
all have education degrees, which is the worst part.
Hmm.
Bumbling fools.
Bumblers.
But we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Tip your
Later.
servers. Take a shot of tequila.
Oh,
I disappeared to the night.
You've been doing that the entire episode.
Yes, I have.
You've been a unlock a character thing like for a while.
terrible.